This is a note, plain text sitting in a folder on your computer. No database, no cloud, no login, just a markdown file you could open in any editor on earth. Now watch what happens. I open Claude and I type one plain sentence, find my notes on this project and help me write. No file path, no upload, no copy and paste. Claude searches the folder, finds the exact note on its own and says, got it. It is reading the same files you are, live straight off your disk, not a copy you pasted in. Then it writes back into that note. It edits the file in place, adds a whole section, and links it to another page. Your Notes app just did something Notes apps are not supposed to do, because this is not autocomplete anymore. Two ordinary tools, Claude and Obsidian, just click together into something that behaves a lot like an operating system for your own brain. One writer used this exact setup to turn 9 interview questions into 2,000 words in 90 minutes. Still his words, his voice, the machine just cleared the runway in front of him. So how does a chat window get its hands on your private files? It comes down to 3 pieces: a place to keep knowledge, a mind to work it, and a wire running between them. That wire is MCP, the Model Context Protocol. Anthropic shipped it in late 2024, and it is basically a USB-C port for AI. One standard plug that any tool or file can speak into, and the whole thing runs on your machine. These are your files, in your folder that you own, not one more chat window that forgets everything the second you close the tab. Over the next few minutes, we are going to take the whole thing apart, what each piece actually is, how to wire it up in about 5 lines, and the handful of things it does that feel like cheating. But first, the why. For most people, a Notes app is where good ideas quietly go to die. You capture a brilliant thought, and it sinks into a list you will never scroll back to. The knowledge is in there somewhere, you just have no way to reach it again. What was missing was never storage. It was a mind that could go and find things for you. So start with Obsidian. Strip away the graph view and the pretty themes, and what is left is almost nothing. A folder. Inside it, a pile of markdown files. Obsidian calls that folder a vault, and that vault is the entire storage layer. No proprietary format, no server holding it hostage. Copy the folder, and you have copied your whole brain. And Markdown matters more than it looks. It is just text with a few symbols for headings and links, which happens to be exactly the kind of writing language models we're trained on. To Claude, your vault is not some strange file format it has to decode. It is its native tongue. It reads your notes as fluently as it reads its own answers. Then there are the links. In Obsidian, you wrap a note title in double brackets and the 2 notes connect, both directions. Do that a few hundred times and your notes stop being a pile and become a graph, a living web where every idea points at what it relates to. That graph is the piece that starts to behave like memory. Now the second piece, Claude. This is the part that actually thinks. Both Claude Desktop and Claude Code can play what the protocol calls the client, the program that holds the conversation and decides what to do next. The current flagship, Opus 4.5, was the first model to cross 80% on the industry coding benchmark, so navigating a messy vault is well within reach. And sitting between them is MCP. Picture the bus inside a computer, the wiring a processor uses to reach the disk. Claude sits on one end as the client. A small program called a server sits on the other end, right next to your files. MCP is simply the shared language they speak, so any model can talk to any tool without custom glue for each one. There are 2 ways to wire this up, and the first is almost too simple. Anthropic ships a ready-made server called Filesystem. You point it at exactly one folder, your vault, and that is the whole job. From then on, Claude can read and write anything inside that folder, and absolutely nothing outside it. The wiring itself is a few lines of JSON in Claude Desktop settings. You name the server, hand it the path to your vault, and save. That is the entire install. No accounts, no API keys. Restart the app, and your vault shows up as a set of tools that Claude is now allowed to call. And from that moment, plain English is the whole interface. Ask what did I write about pricing last month, and Claude searches the folder, opens the notes that match, and answers from what is genuinely on your disk, not from a hazy guess, but from your own words. The second way is the one power users swear by. You install 2 Obsidian plugins, Local REST API, and a community plugin called MCP Tools. And now Claude does not just see raw files sitting in a folder. It talks to Obsidian itself through the app's own front door. That unlocks the app's real powers as tools: full text search, the exact note you have open right now, your templates, and surgical edits that patch a single section instead of rewriting the whole page. It is the difference between handing Claude a filing cabinet and handing it the keys to the entire office. One reassurance before you panic: that server only ever sees the one folder you handed it, not your whole disk, not your email, not your browser tabs. And every single action Claude asks about first, you are the one clicking approve. It is a very well-behaved house guest holding a very small key. So what do you actually do with a second brain that can act? Start with writing. You paste in a hard question, tell Claude to interview you one question at a time, and then you just talk. It captures your rambling answers and does a tight editing pass, in your voice, right there in your file. That is the 2,000-word trick from the intro. Next, reflection. Point Claude at this week's daily notes and ask what you kept circling back to. It reads 7 days of scattered thoughts and hands you the pattern you could not see yourself, the worry, the idea, the decision you kept quietly avoiding. It is a journal that finally reads you back. Then follow through. Drop in a wall of raw meeting notes and say, pull out every action item and file it. Claude scans the mess, extracts the tasks, tags who owns each one, and writes them into your tasks note. The part of note-taking that everyone skips, suddenly done for you. Now the big one, synthesis. Tell Claude to read 30 scattered notes on a topic and write you a single map, one page that summarizes the thread and links out to all of them. It collapses a month of reading into one door you can walk back through. Researchers call it a map of content. Here it writes itself. And retrieval, the thing your memory is honestly worst at. What did I think about this 6 months ago? You will not remember. Your Vault does. Claude finds the note, quotes past you word for word, and suddenly you are arguing with a version of yourself you had completely forgotten existed. Here's the small detail that ties it all together. When Claude writes, it writes links. Every new note it creates reaches back and connects to the ones already there. So the graph does not just sit still. It grows itself, getting a little denser and a little smarter every time you use it. And it does not stop at a single step. Give it a real goal. Turn my scattered research into an outline, then a first draft, and it will read, plan, create several notes, and wire them together, checking in with you along the way. That is the agent part. Not one reply, but a sequence of actions across your vault. Step back, and the operating system picture finally snaps into focus. The vault is the disk, where your knowledge lives between sessions. Claude is the processor, the thing that reasons and acts on it. MCP is the bus wiring the two together. And you, typing plain English, are the shell handing down the commands. And that is exactly why operating system is not just a slick title. A normal chatbot has no disk, close it, and the session is gone forever. Give it a vault, and it gains permanent memory, a place to keep what it learns and read it right back tomorrow. That memory is the whole line between a toy and a system. It is not magic though, and being honest about the rough edges matters. It is slow. A big request can leave Claude Desktop churning quietly for minutes, and you cannot always jump in halfway to steer it. This is a deliberate thinking assistant, not a snappy little autocomplete. It is also a little bit terrifying. You are handing a model write access to everything you have ever thought. The fix is old, boring, and rock solid. Put the vault under Git. Every change Claude makes becomes a commit you can undo, so one overeager edit is never the end of the world, and it is local by design. The vault lives on your machine, and the bridge is the desktop app or Claude code, not a website in the cloud. That is the real price of privacy here, and for your entire second brain, it is a price very much worth paying. So there it is, 4 pieces, a folder of Markdown that you fully own, Claude as the processor that works it, MCP as the wire running between them, and a second brain that finally does something instead of just sitting there gathering dust. That is the whole operating system. 2 tools you might already have clicked together into something bigger than either one alone. If this rewired how you think about your own notes, subscribe. Cloud Codes takes one idea exactly like this one apart every single